Good morning. Welcome to Abraham Lincoln High School's 2021 graduation. We begin our commencement with the national anthem, previously recorded by our own Ms. Jen Baumfeld. Can everyone please remain standing?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Woo! Thank you. You may now be seated.
Where's Jessica going? I'm supposed to introduce her. Where's Jessica going? I'm supposed to introduce her. Oh.
I would like to now introduce the faculty and guests that we have on our stage. To my right, our guidance counselor, Ms. Vanessa Lamberg. Senior class president, Kiera Shaw. COSA advisor, Mr. Ronald Nicholas. Senior advisor, Carlos Molina. Social worker, Audrey Adams. Social worker, Lizzie Dewan. Social worker, Kim Maharaj Mariano. Social worker, Jessica Carey. Social worker, Dr. Ebony Campbell. Guidance counselors, Ms. Deidre Schoenfelder. Mr. Chris Vega. Mr. Brian Vega. And to my left, our Assistant Principal of Guidance, Mr. David Robinson. Our Assistant Principal of Safety and Security and Health and Physical Education, Mr. Sean O'Connor. Assistant Principal of English, ELL, and the Arts, Ms. Jennifer Baumfeld. Assistant Principal of Math and Technology, Ms. Carissa Fontana. Assistant Principal of Instructional Support, Ms. Caroline Cardillo. Assistant Principal of Social Studies, Mr. Ryan Fanning. And our college advisor, Ms. Meredith Kelly. And now please welcome our principal, Mr. Ari Hogenboom.
Seeing all of you is amazing. It has been such a difficult year. So just looking at your faces, for me, it's just the best. And I hope you're enjoying having a physical graduation because you deserve it. So greetings, graduates, family members, friends, faculty, and staff. This past month, whenever I have thought of you, the class of 2021, I'm reminded of an old Irish ballad. A young woman's lover goes off to war, and he comes back horribly wounded and disfigured. And she sings, "Johnny, I hardly knew ye." Class of 2021, we hardly knew ye. And it is so sad to have to say goodbye after 16 months of COVID. But there's a real irony here. At graduation, I'm usually very sad and very worried. And the reason why is I'm always afraid that we send off our graduates unprepared for the world ahead of them, the disappointments, the obstacles. I worry about that. But you, I'm not worried about you at all. A combination of Lincoln and COVID has prepared you for anything in the future. To elaborate, life is unfair. And one of the huge dilemmas for your parents and your teachers is how do we teach you that life is unfair while being fair? It's a quandary. In baseball, the best hitters do everything right and fail 7 times out of 10. And life is a little bit like that too. You won't always get that job, get that promotion, succeed in that relationship, even when you do everything right. So what am I saying to you? It sounds kind of depressing, right? Get ready for, another 60, 70 years of despair. But I'm not really saying that. I'm saying trust in the process. Even when you don't always reach your goal, trust in doing the right thing. Goals always don't work out. We've discovered that this last 16 months. So when you have a goal, decide what you will do each and every day to work towards it. Make each day count in your life. Make each day meaningful. Make each day fun. Trust in the process. And the results, sometimes they do come, sometimes they don't, because the world is uncertain and we cannot trust in events. But you know that, and that is why I'm not worried about you. You have been resilient this last year. You are graduating. You have lost loved ones. Jobs have disappeared. Families have had to make adjustments. Back in 2011, our football team was undefeated and won the city championship. Those seniors were the graduates I was most worried about. I was afraid that they had graduated thinking that if they worked hard and focused, everything would work out. Life would be an undefeated season. They were headed for some real disappointment. But not you. You have been beaten up and bloodied by lockdowns, COVID, political extremism, remote learning, and you have persevered. Class of 2021, you are COVID strong and lockdown tough. So thank you so much for coming to Lincoln 4 years ago. We got to know you. We got to cherish you. We, the faculty, we're the lucky ones. We never knew you well enough, but thank you for what we did know. Our time together was all too brief. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Mr. Hogenboom. And now I would like to introduce your senior class president. Please welcome Kira Shaw.
Thank you, Ms. Ebed. Good morning, parents, Lincoln faculty, and my fellow graduates. Where to even begin? This year has been eventful, to say the least, but we've made it. We finally graduated and are moving forward to our next steps in life. Whether it's college or work or something else, you should all be proud of yourselves. You overcame so many challenges under such heinous conditions. Many of us lost something or someone due to the pandemic or overall life. Many of us were isolated and forced into a mental health crisis, but through it, you persevered and graduated, and you should not only be proud of yourselves, but be proud of each other. This year, 2021, will go down in the history books, 2020 included. We were robbed of half our junior year and almost all of our senior year. We missed all the big milestone celebrations, such as senior prom and senior trip. We were forced to live in isolation for months. It's a miracle we were able to have this ceremony today. When COVID first arrived in this world, no one thought it would be to this extreme. We then thought, oh, it wouldn't affect us, that it'll just stay in Asia. And then we thought the same when it arrived in Europe, that the United States wouldn't be affected. But oh, were we wrong. New York City alone was one of the worst cities hit. More than 50,000 people died, and thousands more were hospitalized. And that was just New York City. Worldwide, almost 4 million people died, and millions more were hospitalized and sick with this deadly virus. Our healthcare workers were overworked. Space was limited, and items such as ventilators and oxygen machines were scarce. Even grocery stores were running out of basic necessities such as toilet paper and food. We were living in a world where we had limits on items. Shelves were empty. Everyone was scared, and the world was completely shut down for months. We didn't know what would happen. However, things are taking a turn for the better. Vaccines are available, and every day seems like a step in the right direction. Less people are dying, and less people are getting sick. This pandemic allowed for people to not only get in touch with themselves, but get in touch with the world as well. It forced the nation to recognize the struggles of others, to see the inequalities in the world. The nation and the world began to open its eyes to these inequalities, such as race, social and economical status, gender or orientation, and the list goes on with that. We as young adults had to grow up fast. Most of us are 18 and have societal responsibilities. We now have a say in what we want, and we have the opportunity to vote for things we want. And as life goes on, we will continue to figure out what we want for our future. Through this pandemic, we were able to see young activists close to our age fight against these inequalities and change the system, although we're still working on it. And although this past election didn't heal the division in our country, we now have a sense of our future and how we as young adults can become more involved. We are transitioning into our adult lives. Although 2 years of our teenage lives was taken from us, 2 very important years to say the least, we are finally ready to take our next steps. Every stage of high school is important, and we missed our opportunity to be upperclassmen, to mature from being freshmen and sophomores. We missed these opportunities to learn and grow from the experiences we would have had. However, the experience that we obtained through these past 2 years allowed us to grow in a different way. We must take these bad situations and look at the bright side. We must take every bad experience or good experience and take it as a way to grow as people. Lastly, I want to congratulate all of you for this accomplishment, and I want to wish you guys all luck and success in your future. Thank you.
Thank you, Kira. And now I would like to reintroduce Mr. Ari Hogenboom for the presentation of the Neil Diamond Scholarships.
The class of 1958 was remarkable. 2 very popular, famous musicians, ask your grandmother if you haven't heard of them, Neil Diamond and Neil Sedaka graduated that year. A future member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Elizabeth Holtzman, also graduated that year. Musician Neil Diamond very, very generously gives us a scholarship every year that we can distribute to students. I am hoping that the class of 2021 also becomes as famous as the class of 1958. And I'm hoping that at least one of you keeps on giving money back to Lincoln to help the future graduates. All right? Now, I'm going to read the names, and I'm going to mispronounce every one of them, of the winners of the Neil Diamond Award. When you come up, I want to make this clear. You can shake my hand if you want. I washed it before the ceremony. I washed this hand, and I sang happy birthday twice. But if you don't want to shake my hand, that's fine. Okay? If you just want to, like, look at me, that's good too. All right? Aisha Ashgar. Come on up and get your money. There's money in this. Malika Alem. Kimberly Caratero. Hoi Hwa Chung. Jasmine Contreras. Demir Gori. Stephanie Huepa. Aisha? Yeah, I'll stay here, okay? Congratulations.
And now I'd like to welcome our Assistant Principal of Math and Technology, Ms. Carissa Fontana.
Today I am speaking with you to mark the occasion of our first graduating class of computer science students. However, this story is universal about all of you, regardless of specialized program, team, or club. This is a story of the growing pains of adjusting to high school and growing into an adult as you prepare to leave. This whole program started from one email back in 2016. This email from Computer Science for All made me think that we should bring computer science to Lincoln to prepare our students for the future. We started with just one AP Computer Science principal's class with only 15 students the year before you entered high school. Once we started, we realized the potential of a full-fledged 4-year specialized program. We plan to start with the incoming freshmen of fall 2018, but Mr. Hugenboom has a saying, anything worth doing is worth doing poorly. I hate this saying. But here it meant the work was important, so there was no reason to wait another year to get started. So we started with you, students that had applied for a general science program at Lincoln. This was not what you signed up for and not what we originally planned, but this is how we got started. Today our program is growing. This year we had 1,200 eighth grade applicants with 200 students accepted and 150 students on the wait list. We've added Cisco Academy, which has given many of you full certification to work in IT straight out of high school. And perhaps most importantly, we have added 2 full-time computer science teachers, Mr. Broker and Ms. DeLeo. When you were freshmen, you drove Ms. Kohler-Britton nuts. And many of you didn't want to be there. Most of you wanted out of the program and begged me for permission to leave. Some of the female students saw how few girls there were in the program and wanted out as well. I remember a conversation with Hong. She really wanted out of the program. She said, quote, "I don't need this anyway, I'm going into the medical field." She is now entering college to major in engineering. When you asked to leave the program, I asked you to give it a chance, and if you still didn't like it by the spring, we would remove you. and here you are. As sophomores, you started finding your groove, and you were ready to compete in our annual hackathon. You dominated the competition. You returned the following years as juniors. Many of you participated as group leaders. The rest of you continued to show the other grades how it's done. You really started to shine as you started thinking about your future, and many of you were introduced to the HEAT program, with 6 of you winning the competition over the last 2 years. Unfortunately, your in-person high school appearance was cut short by COVID. COVID has taught everyone resilience. You have all pushed through, and here you are as graduating seniors. I've been able to check in with many of you over the last couple of weeks. Not all of you are pursuing computer science as a career choice, but many of you are. I hope that no matter where you end up, you feel like this program impacted your life in some way. I hope that you continue to think differently by utilizing computational thinking and logic processing, no matter where life takes you. It has been such a pleasure to watch you grow from unruly freshmen to the professional young men and women here before us today. I am so proud of all you have accomplished. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Fontana. And now please welcome our Assistant Principal of Guidance, Mr. Robinson, for the presentation of our candidates.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Let's hear it one more time. Now, before we call you up here, I'm going to ask the graduates to do one thing really quickly. If you could all please stand up, turn around, and look who's behind you. Give your family a round of applause. If they're not here, let them hear you from wherever they are. Thank you, families. Thank you. Okay, we're now gonna call up our graduates. You can be seated. Please welcome your senior counselor, Ms. Vanessa Lamberg, and social worker, Dr. Evelyn Campbell.
Now, just a reminder, you shake my hand, you give me a fist bump, you give me an elbow bump, or you just nod our heads to each other. Whatever you want. Thank you.
Abdul Abbasi.
Kanzoda Abdul Barkanova.
Tahir Abdul Hakim. Zain Abdin. Muhammad Abba Bakar. Javier Asacochateca. Christian Agore. Malachi Alexander. Axel Alfaro. Shadia Akhtar. Ariana Alexis. Hassan Ali. Amira Allen. Arisa Allen. Edwina Alexis. Dunya Al-Sadi. Makanaba Al-Sadi. Kendrick Ansa. Saleh Al-Qadarki. Claudie Anastes.
Aiton Anglada.
Selwyn Antrobus. Bashir Anse. Ashley Antoine. Sanaya Antonetti.
Aisha Asgar.
Catherine Avendano. Numan Azer. Nicolette Brown. Arban Balademic. Bethans Baptiste. Gian Batista. Devin Bryant. Daniel Beleninsky. Summer Blue. Satin Borum. Ava Batan. Gina Banajora. Enrique Cortez. Jose Carenza. Bridget Ceballos. Martha Cedeno. Ruth Cordero de Los. Dario Chamorro Yax. Jasmine Contreras. Teresa Cortez. Carlos Castillo. Anthony Chan. Ricardo Cyrus. Raymond Callender. Kimberly Carretero. Mark Charles. Dylan Castell.
Dylan Cerisier. Lisbeth Cosme. Miguel Serrato. Ziggy Campbell. Mara Bernadine. John Edwards. Sayer Ahmed. I know. Cristel Esquivel. Elijah Emmanuel. Asia Elvire. Ellie Amari. Jessley Edward. Jamel Edwards. Yusuf Ebed. Karen Dermashev. Danielson Dupuis. Shayna Gibson. Adriana Galvan. Brianne Fulton. Dwight Ford. Murky Fatir Augustine. Penny Felice. Kaja Faizuddin. Aruj Fatima. Sharak Fidel. Juan Hernandez. Martina Hester Bay. Gwendolyn Hernandez. David Hernandez. Tavel Hawkins. Jay Sean Haney. Demir Gori. Joyce Guzman. Giovanna Golgi. Lakaira Daniels. Muhammad Daniel. Danielle Dantzler. Andre Daniluk. Jacinthe Delcide. Benny Dioki. William Delgado. Deasia De Silva. Hey, Miguel Davison. Deontay Dewar. Jenny Dominguez. Hassan Douglas. Gord Dumanian. Edward Dumanian. Itziana Dominguez. Jay Garrido. Lania Diudin. Amish Jahangir. Ali Ijaz. Ismail Ismailayev. Amnia Ibrahim. Bisma Hussein. Sarah Hernandez. Jahid Hawk. Richard Jacobo. Lisbeth Hernandez. Edgar Lozada Vasquez. Jose Husino. Where's your card? Rafael Delis. Jeff Joseph. Marceline Judy. Emmanuel Jean. Khalib Jones. Kevin Jones. Mamadou Jallo. Paulina Aguier.
Okay, and then you'll remind them that they have to show up tomorrow to get their real diploma. You'll do that. I'll do that, okay.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell and Ms. Lamberg.
Are we ready for the senior remembrances? Oh, okay.
Now, please direct your attention to the screens on the sides for your senior remembrances.
say boo. Y'all get a whoa, 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 whoa. Beat him up, 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 beat him up. Hey, yo!
Hold my hand and never let go, never let go. Hold my hand, I'm saving your soul, saving your soul. Love, love, never let me go, never let me go, no, never let me go. Love can never let me go, never let me go from your Hold my hand and never let go, never let go. Hold my hand, I'm saving your soul, saving your soul.
And now please welcome Mr. Hogenboom for the conferring of your diplomas.
Okay, class of 2021. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say the magic words, and then you're going to move your tassel from the right to the left. And that will mean that you are graduates. But even though you're graduating, remember, you're always Lincoln citizens. Once a rail splitter, always a rail splitter. Okay? All right, stand up. If you checked your diplomas, you realize they're empty. That's not because of the work that you did. It's because we want to see you one more time. We want to see you tomorrow, and you're going to drop off your device. Right? That free device that you were given, nothing's free. You have to return it. Okay, you'll return the device, you'll get your diploma, we'll say our final goodbyes. But right now, we're going to do the official one, all right? By the authority vested in me by the New York State Regents, I now pronounce you graduates of Abraham Lincoln High School. Congratulations. Now spend some wonderful time with your family and hug a teacher.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you to the faculty. Thank you, parents. Graduates, congratulations. Have a fabulous day. You're gonna actually